Hey, so in just a minute, you're going to listen to our story, Abuela, again. But before you do, I want to talk about some of the amazing words in our book. So the first one is this word, Abuela. Now, what does the story say Abuela is? Yeah, it's what the character's name is, right? The little girl calls her grandmother Abuela. Well, why does she do that? That's right, because abuela is a Spanish word for grandmother. So that's why the character in our story is named Abuela because that's the little girl calling her grandmother grandmother. The next word is this word flock. Now, flock is a big group of birds. Do you remember there being birds in the story? Yeah, right at the beginning, it talks about them in the park, and there's all those birds around them. And remember, they think about how the birds just lift them up in the air and they start flying. Well, that big group of birds is called a flock of birds. The next one is city. Now, we've talked about this, about the city is called the what in the story. It's not the character. The city is the setting. That's right. It's where the story happens. So I want you to think for a minute. If you went to a city, would you see lots of maybe farms and cows and horses? No, it's not the country. So maybe in a big city, would you see like a neighborhood? No, it's not the suburbs. What do you see in a city? Yeah, you see lots of buildings, lots of stores and shops and restaurants and maybe apartments and businesses. There's buildings and people and cars everywhere. Do you see just lots of green grass? No. There's in a big city like Abuela and Rosalba live, there's just lots of buildings and streets and cars and people. So, city is the setting of the story. Now, we said that they're in the city, but they also visit different things in the city. Well, one of the places they go is the airport. What do you see at an airport? Yeah, you see a lot of planes. Well, the other place they go is called a harbor. And a harbor is where boats come in. And where, if you're driving a car and you want to stop, you go to like a parking lot and you pull into a parking place and you stop. Well, in a harbor, you pull your boat into a dock and you dock your boat. It's like parking a car, but you dock a boat. You pull it into the harbor and you tie it up so that it doesn't float away while you're not there. So they visit the harbor where they see all the boats. So those are our amazing words this week. Abuela, flock, city, airport, and harbor. Now, you're going to listen to the story, and I want you to listen for those words. And then you're going to do this paper in just a second where you read the word and you draw a line to the picture.